Welcome everybody to Extreme Off-Road Silly Bills, and today we're dealing with the 1979 Toyota FJ40. Now this has 758 horsepower, 527 pounds-feet of torque from a 4-litre twin-turbocharged V6 engine. The car itself now weighs 2,606 pounds, already came with off-road suspension on all-wheel drive, but it now has proper off-road racing tyres, and yeah, it can do 0 to 60 in 4.787 seconds, 0 to 106.6 seconds, and going to a top speed of 172 miles an hour. Now, granted, we have had a pair of Toyotas on this series so far, the two Arctic Trucks versions of Toyota vehicles, the Hilux AT38 and the Land Cruiser AT37, the former of those being the quickest car that we've had on this series so far, at 3 minutes 23.871. Now, I'm not expecting this to be as quick as that. In fact, the only car that I want to really compare this against is the GMC Jimmy, which is from the same decade as this, and yeah, is the oldest proper off-road vehicle that we've had so far in this series. So, yeah, you're going to be interested to see what this can do in comparison. Now, granted, the handling isn't all that great, but every other stat is pretty solid. The off-road stat is good, the braking is exceptionally good for a car of this age, the launch, the acceleration and the speed are all solid as well, and obviously it was meant for going off-road. But yeah, we are obviously dealing with 758 horsepower rather than 135 that it had originally, so quite a massive increase in power, which is why I didn't want to give it any more power from another engine. So yeah, and I don't think we've used this V6 before, so yeah, should hopefully provide some good speed. Sorry, I just realised I misread my notes there. It's a 3.4 litre V6, which is still decently sized. It's not often you see a big V6 anymore in cars, so it's still a good V6, but yeah, do apologise, didn't read my notes properly, but yeah, still 758 horsepower in a car that only had 135, and I don't even think could do 100 miles an hour is still pretty damn good. Yeah. Whoa, well, was not expecting that. Right, so we've got a peel situation going on with this car because it wants to roll over. Which I guess is no surprise, it's got a high centre of gravity, the suspension is now quite soft with the off-road suspension that it's got, which I'm not sure how much different it is to the standard suspension, which was also off-road orientated, but I imagine it is a little bit softer. Which might be why it wanted to roll over then. Hopefully that is not going to actually happen. Rather closely roll over rather than actually roll over, because that will waste a huge amount of time. Like that. Well, it's kind of stuck the landing, so I'm going to just go with it just in case, because obviously we only have three rewinds to use, and if we can stick a landing like that in terms of rolling over, that's fine. It's when we obviously just land on our side or on a roof or kind of going off a cliff or something like that where we'd really need the rewinds. Really lose, yeah, like that for instance. So yeah, hard on the brakes before we roll over. Can't say I was expecting this to be one of those to roll over, but unfortunately that seems to be the case, which is certainly going to harm its chances of beating the GMC Jimmy, which didn't have such issues, despite having even higher ground clearance. But I think its suspension was quite, tough, very unforgiving in terms of dealing with bumps. Oh dear, there we go again. Right, we've only got one rewind now, so hopefully we do not need to roll over. We don't roll over another 2 times. Just gonna have to take it slowly in some places. Can also be a combination of soft suspension and grip, because too much grip can make your grip roll. You see it in some, higher levels of grip with some race cars. That can kind of happen. So yeah, we have no more rewinds now. So if we roll over, that's gonna be it. We're gonna roll over so until we can get back on our wheels. Pretty quick in terms of acceleration, more than 130 miles an hour down there. Trying to concentrate because, yeah, this can roll over at any moment. Right, here comes the final corner. Not beating the GMC Jimmy by any means. Oh dear, and then we roll over right at the end. Come on, get back into shape. Yeah, it just goes with really no warning at all there, and yeah, that final roll means we've got a time of only 3 minutes 44 point, what was it, 826 was it, I think? It went before I could even look at my leaderboard. Yeah, 3 minutes 44.826, which means this is the slowest normal car that we've had on the series. I say normal because obviously the PLP50 and the PL Trident are more than 4 minutes in terms of their times, and they're not really that normal kind of cars. But yeah, it's more than 7 seconds slower than the Renault 4L Export, and more than 11 seconds slower than the 8 seconds slower, sorry. 8 seconds slower than the Renault 8 Gordini, which, yeah, they were the previous two slowest cars, normal cars, you know, 4 wheels and can fit more than one person in it, that we had on this series before. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame because it had a decent rate of acceleration, it was getting to some good rates of speed. It's just the fact that it was rolling over really, and I had to, you know, compensate for that either by being slower around corners or slower down coming into corners, and yeah, then that roll at the end there really didn't help. That wasted a few seconds. So yeah, big shame really, but that's just the way it goes. Can't always predict what these cars are going to do when they're on this course, and this just so happened to be the one that wanted to roll over a lot, which, like I said, is a shame, but can't win everything. Nonetheless, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.